Hello guys and welcome to another ProfileTree video. So today we're going to be covering the best free password manager extensions. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So what exactly is Mozilla FireFox? And before we get into the Mozilla FireFox add-ons, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Mozilla FireFox itself. So it's actually an open source web browser and it offers a fast and secure web browsing. On top of that, there's at least 100 million users actively using this browser. It's grown popular over the years and has become one of the most popular open source products for the web. Now moving on, what exactly are Firefox extensions? So pretty much also known as plugins or add-ons, are like apps for the Firefox browser. Now it brings a whole new level of functionality to make the user's experience a lot easier when browsing the internet. Of course, there are hundreds of Mozilla extensions that are created for different functionalities by developers. And Firefox did initially lack from the useful plugins or add-ons, but of course this has now changed and it's as good as using the Chrome extensions when browsing using Chrome. So another question asked would be, are Firefox extensions safe? So of course, you're watching this video, you want to make sure that you're actually downloading something safe for your computer. They are generally safe, just as long as you take the extra precautions. It's always best to pick the recommended add-ons rather than the ones with no reviews or no recommendations. Third-party developers create the Firefox extensions, but most popular ones are subject to safety checks before Mozilla accepts each new version. Now, Mozilla also recommended that you go through it within your own risk as well. Just make sure that you read the reviews. Just make sure that it's one of the better extensions to use. Of course, these are developed by third-party developers, so you don't know if there could be any malware or hidden malware within these extensions. So that's just something to note and take a look out for. Okay, so now that we've covered basically the ins and outs of the Mozilla Firefox, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the password managers available to use on the add-ons. So here's one of the examples here, which is the password management LastPass. And this is an extension that locks your passwords behind a two-factor identification on ironclad, secure, and encrypted servers. Now, to access any password, you need to use your LastPass passwords and your email address or your mobile phone number. Now, what's featured? So it stores passwords securely in the cloud. You only need to remember one password, and that's pretty much just to access the LastPass. And it also protects your passwords with a military-grade encryption. It also allows you to access passwords on all devices. This includes the Android and iOS devices. Now, just a note on that as well, LastPass, it does give you auto-generated passwords if you're unsure and stuck on choosing a secure password. And on top of that, it does remember for you and it'll vault it within the LastPass. And as I've said there, you only need one password you only need to remember one password, and that's because that's just to access the actual vault. And there you'll be able to see all your different passwords. You're also able to change them as well. And on top of that, with LastPass, you're also able to secure any sensitive information, and this could be your social security number or your national insurance number, and then anything to do with documents as well. You could store them in there. Just anything on a daily use, pretty much, of what you need, like bank account details, your account number, your sort code, things like that. So LastPass would be one of the more recommended password managers to use. You could use it within a business as well. So say that you have of course you have your staff members, you've got your workers there, but they're needing to use and access one account. Then the best way to do it is to have a LastPass account to actually share that password and username about without having any sort of hacks or without the account being hacked or anything, or pretty much just avoids or just keeps your company secure. So it's in those terms that you would want to use a password manager or LastPass. So now that we've covered that, we'll go ahead and move on to the next add-on. Okay, so moving on to our next password manager add-on, which is called 1Password. Now, this protects user data on its servers with a bank grade 256-bit AES encryption. All encryption happens on your device, so even 1Password can't access any information in your password vault. Now, what exactly is featured? So we have a two-factor authentication, syncs with TOTP authenticator, like apps such as Google Authenticator, USB tokens like YubiKey, and biometric scanners. And we also have privacy cards, which hides credit card information behind an encrypted proxy card to keep financial information out of e-commerce servers. And a local data storage option. You can store data over your homeland instead of through 1Password server. So this would probably be recommended to use, especially if you are a business owner for, say, an e-commerce site. Then this would probably be a good one for you. On top of that, it's just an overall great password manager to have, especially since it is a bank grade encryption as well, an AES encryption. You may as well just download it for yourselves to try. So yes, that is pretty much one of the other add-ons that we have. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and check out the next one. Okay, so our next one here is RoboForm. So this has one of the best form filling capabilities on the market. RoboForm has 7 different templates for all kinds of web forms, and this would be passports, credit cards, and so on. So what exactly is featured? So it has password sharing capabilities, secure cloud backup, emergency access, password auditing, and two-factor authentication. Also has unlimited passwords across unlimited devices. So that's just pretty much what it looks there. So we'll go ahead and move on to our next one. So here we have NordPass. Now this is a secure password manager that's easy to use, an excellent choice for Firefox users looking for high security features as well as a simplistic and user-friendly interface. So what's featured with this one? We've got a password generator, just like the LastPass. It's got a multi-factor authentication, password sharing, unlimited storage, password storage, and it's syncing across 6 devices. Okay, so that's pretty much what that add-on is like. So we'll go ahead and move on to our next one. So our next one here is called Keeper. So this is a password manager as well that has a digital vault, same thing as the LastPass. So this extension is highly secure. It's also feature rich as well with the password manager. This uses advanced encryption. It supports a wide range of multi-factor authentication options, including biometric login. So what's featured in this one? It has dark web monitoring, password auditing, encrypted messaging app, and encrypted cloud storage. So now that we've pretty much viewed some of the different add-ons, we'll go ahead and take a look at what it looks like within the Firefox add-on page. So I just want to start off with the LastPass password manager. So it currently sits at a 3.7 out of 5 rating with at least 656,000 users. So we'll go ahead and click on this. As you can see, this is pretty much how it looks. So we'll go through it. And this is our LastPass. Basically, it stores some information, user and password information for a specific page, depending or. So as you can see there's passwords there and form fills as well. And this is how it would look for when you're trying to access a Gmail account, Yahoo account, anything like that. And it's when you're creating or generating brand new accounts, So say you're wanting to sign up for an account, say it'll be an Amazon account. You can choose your password length as well. You can ask it for uppercases, lowercases, numbers, or symbols, and things like that. And to add it onto your actual Firefox, it's as easy as just clicking to add to Firefox. So it takes a wee minute there for it to actually go into it. You'll get a notification on your top right asking you whether you want to add it in, and then you'll, depending on the actual extension, you might get redirected. So as you can see, this is currently my one here, which is the LastPass login. I'll actually show you guys on the Chrome browser what it looks like, because that's where I'm currently using it. So this is pretty much what the LastPass looks like. It'll be the same for Firefox as well. As you can see, you have an area for all items. You've got a sharing center, passwords, notes, addresses, payment cards, and bank accounts. Now, depending whether you want to choose the free version, which I actually have, and this is all I would have access to. Now, you would have other access as well if you selected, let's just see, if you were to pay, you would have other features along with this. So if you go and upgrade, these are pretty much your options. So I think it's around £31 or about $35 is the cost price for the LastPass Premium. Now you would have dark web monitoring, you've got emergency access, and one-to-many sharing. So that's some of the features, of course, if you go premium. So it's something to note, but for me, I'm happy enough with using the free version, and so you can use, especially if you're just using it to actually store your passwords and usernames. So there's not much else to it apart from that. So we'll go ahead and check out the next add-on. So this one is 1Password. Now, of course, with this one, it has a little bit of a higher rating, but has 279,808 users. So we are coming at a 3.9 star out of 5. And of course, with this extension, it will require a membership, but you can also try this extension for free. So it has a free version and a membership version, of course. Now, just like the LastPass, it's more or less the same. It stores pretty much all your areas for some of your passwords and usernames, and then pretty much just allows you to sign in straight away. It just gives you a little pop-up on what it may potentially be, and that is pretty much the height of using 1Password. It's a very, very simple extension to use. Just like previous one, all you need to do is just add to Firefox, and then that's it installed. And as it says there, some features may require payment. But we'll go ahead and move on to our next one. So this, guys, is another password manager that we were looking at earlier on. As you can see, it's award-winning. This is pretty much how it looks like. So it's just the same as 1Password. It generates for you, it fills, or you can copy the password as well. And then you would have save that to the RoboForm, and it vaults it for you. And all you would need to do is go through to the RoboForm and look for a specific password if you wanted to. You can change it up if you wanted to as well. As you can see, you're able to add credit card details, bank details, and so on. So you're able to store sensitive information, especially if you're using it on a daily. You don't want to be typing your credit card all the time, especially if you're making several purchases. Then RoboForm may be the password manager for you. And what's great as well, it is that it is recommended, and it's a little bit higher with the bracket rating at 4.4 stars. So that is quite a bit in terms of the actual star rating. So I would highly recommend to use RoboForm Password Manager. So our next one there is NordPass, which is a password manager and digital vault. So pretty much the same as the LastPass. So as you can see, they've actually got a 2-year premium plan at 50% off currently for the spring sale. So make sure you get caught up on that. So just like LastPass, it has an all items area, logins, secure notes, credit cards, personal information, finances, social, and work. So these are all your folders and documents. And that's pretty much just how it works. You can log in with one single tap. You're able to choose the length of your password as well, be it having uppercases, lower cases, digits, symbols, and you can avoid ambiguous characters as well. You can keep your passwords as well. So as you can see, there's one for a password and username. We've got one for credit card as well, or debit card, a to-do list, and of course some contact information. So that's pretty much just how it looks and works. So that's just a quick overview of what NordPass looks like. We'll go ahead and check out the next one. So coming to the end for all our extensions, we've got Keeper, which is the password manager, and also a digital vault. So pretty much the same as NordPass there. It's coming in at a 4.3 rating. And as you can see, vault's out pretty much all you need. It is more or less the same as the ones that we've looked at. As you can see, this is where you would have your username, password, login details, things like that. And that little dice there is basically like an auto generator for a random generated password, and you can save it as well. And you can choose your character length. You can choose whether you want it to have uppercases and digits and symbols as well. And yeah, that's pretty much just a little area for you to do it. So it's, as you can see, you can protect your files, photos, videos, or you can have pretty much emergency access as well with 5 trusted individuals. So this is pretty much what's good about the emergency access feature, is that if you do forget your account or the access to your account, of course it holds all your passwords, you can have 5 trusted individuals to give you access to your account, just in case of an emergency, of course. So it looks like they do constantly update that, so it's updated 15 days ago, and even though it's not a featured one, it does have quite a little bit of rating as well, and it does have at least 26,000 users. And of course, just before I end this video, there are other several password managers available out there. As you can see, there's Bitwarden, you have Key password manager, Avira password manager. But just to note as well, some of the ones that I've listed are actually really good, and I would recommend them. And I have looked through them before actually, like, making sure that this is the best password managers to use. Of course, if you do find other ones out there, just be sure to look over it before downloading it. Of course, as I've said, Firefox recommends you to look over the actual password managers before you actually download them. So that's just a precaution as well. So you may want to look into that. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. If you guys have any questions at all, just leave them down in the comment section below. But other than that, I'll see you guys for the next one. Thank you very much.